Hello and welcome to another Trace Content Management System tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about content and some of the most common ways to edit and manage your content. So to get started, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're logged into your Trace Content Management System. From there, click Trace View. Now once we're there, all we have to do is hover over the content area we wish to edit. Just give that a click. We're going to see a pop-up appear. It'll say Edit Content. Now a couple things to note. This should look very similar to Microsoft Word or any other WYSIWYG system you've used out there. Now, we have a couple of standard options like bolding, italic, underlining, crossed out text, left align, center align. We have different header drop downs, font styles. We can add images and links and tables. There's lots we can do here. So to get started, we're just gonna play with a couple of these options here. So if I wanted to bold some text, we just got to highlight the text and then hit the bold icon. Same goes for the italic, underline, and crossing out. Now, next we have the different align options. So we can simply right align, center align, or left align any text just by highlighting it and clicking it, and you'll see it taking effect in the editor there. Now if you want to remove any of these attributes, you just have to click that attribute again. Now as I'm clicking through the WYSIWYG here, you're going to see where it says header 1 right here. You're going to see it's going to change to what it actually is. So right now it says paragraph. Now you'll also notice at the bottom where it says path P, you'll see when I click on the strong tag or the bold, it's going to say path strong, and so on with the different attributes that you've selected throughout your text. So to create a header text, I'm just going to create a new header here. All you have to do is type out your header, and then highlight the text, click this paragraph drop down, and then click the header you want. Now, templates have defined the font size for all of these different headers and paragraph styles. But if you do at any point want to change the font size of a specific word or paragraph, all we have to do is highlight that word or words, hit the font size drop down, and then select the size that you want. As you can see, that piece of text is getting larger as I do that. Now, another very common thing that you're probably going to want to do is add links to your content, whether it's to an internal page or to a page outside of your website. So to do this, similar to everything else, all we have to do is highlight the piece of text that we want to add the link to. Now you're going to see a little chain button. So we just want to give that a click, and now a pop-up's going to appear. So the first option, link URL, lets you input a URL to any page on the internet out there. So if we wanted to add a link to Google, all we have to do is type in http://google.com. Now, secondly, the link list dropdown right below that will list out all of the pages internally on your Trace website. So you don't have to memorize the URL. All you have to do is select the page you want from the dropdown, and that will make the link for you automatically. Now the next option, the target option, is important to note. If you're ever linking to a site outside of your website, I would suggest selecting open in a new window. Now the reason for this is when a user clicks on a link and they're taken to a new site, if they're taken to the site in the same window that your site's on, when they're done browsing that other site, they have no way to come back to your site. So if you open it in a new window, all they have to do is close that window down and your site's sitting there still ready for them to browse. Now the title is very important for SEO, just a descriptive text of where this link is actually being taken to. So we're going to our history page. So I'm just going to write history for the title. Now all we have to do is hit the insert button at this point and our link's created. So as you can see, as I click on that text where we added the link, our link is right there. So if you ever wanted to remove that link, you just have to hit the unlink button. Now we also have these nice looking styled buttons on the website, which you may want to utilize. So to do this, all we have to do is type out some text. So I'm just going to type out button. Now highlight that text. Now we have the style drop down with a bunch of different styles on here. Now you may not know what this style is called, so to figure that out, all we have to do is click on the current button we have there, and as you can see, it is called main button. So that is actually the style attribute for this button. So when we highlight this text here and come into style, we just have to look for main button, and there we see it right there, and as we click that, our button's created. Now, you may want to add images to your content. You can see we have a little thumbnail image here. So to do this, very similar to creating a link, all you have to do is move your cursor to the location on the WYSIWYG that you want to add the image. Now click the picture of the tree. It's right beside the word that says HTML and beside the anchor. Now when you hover over this, it will say insert/edit image, so that's something to look out for. Now if we give that a click, you're going to get a pop-up very similar to creating a link. Now we have our image URL, which we can manually input a URL of an image somewhere else, maybe on someone else's site or on Google Images or anything like that. We also have an image list dropdown, very similar to the link list dropdown. Now this is directly related to your file manager. So if you look at the file manager tutorial, you'll learn how to add images to your file manager, and then you'll be able to use them in your content. So as we click a different image here, you're going to see a quick preview of what that image is. It's going to import the description and title, which I suggest you change because it's only using the image name. So you're going to see netgain _0 times 80 PNG. You probably want to change that to something like netgain logo. Now all we have to do is hit insert now, and there you'll see our image in our WYSIWYG ready to go. So now that we have our content all edited and we're ready to save this, all we have to do is hit edit content. I'm just going to reload our web page with all of our content in here now. So as you can see, we have our bolded text, we have our underlined text, we have our crossed out text, our image, our new button that we added down there. We also have our link, which I can't click while I'm in trace view, so I'm just going to come over to live view real quick. Now we have our link, and that's going to link off to our data protection page. So just a quick recap, very similar to Microsoft Word, bold, italic, underline, cross out, different text aligning options. We have our style options, our headers, our font size. We have images, we have linking. So something else you might want to do is create a table. Now this is very common in Microsoft Word, and it's very easy to do here. All we have to do, the third row, the first icon, we have insert edit table. And that's going to bring up another pop-up. Now we have columns in rows. So we're just going to define it as 2 by 2. Actually, maybe we'll go 2 by 4, and we'll hit insert. Now that's going to create our table there. You can kind of see it. It's kind of hard to see, and if you wanted to click inside of those tables, kind of hard to do. So all I would suggest, as soon as you create your table, just start adding some text. And that's going to open that up a bit. So we can just click the arrows on the keyboard to move to the next column or row. As you can see, I'm doing that right there. So this might be a good place where you may want to adjust the font size of your headers here to make them pop up a little more, become a little bit more noticeable. Now there's our table. If you ever want to resize your table, you can just click and drag those, create a little bit more space between your columns and rows. We just got to hit edit just like before. That's going to reload, and now you're going to see our table set up there ready to use. So this is just a quick overview of what you can do with the content module. Look for a more advanced tutorial down the road, and it's as simple as that, guys.